everyone. I am so sorry there was no video last week, and for my absence has been kind of a low for me here lately as life ebbs and flows, and that's okay. I'm working through it. But yes, I just have not been able to get it going here, and I actually filmed this video once already this week and I went to edit it and it was complete. The lighting, the sound, everything was terrible. So I'm here to do it again for you today. And I had something with my son this morning, a little Mother's Day program, and I had on a little bit of makeup. So I took off my face makeup and left what little bit of eye makeup I had on. So that is what's going on with this situation here. But as you can tell by the title, I am here to talk and explain, go through contouring, cream and powder contouring for easy everyday application. This is not Instagram makeup. I love heavy glam Instagram faces. It's gorgeous. I do not have the time to do that every day, and a lot of the times I don't quite feel like myself, so that's not my style. If it's yours, that's wonderful. I think it's absolutely gorgeous, but this is more user-friendly, how to shape your face, add some structure, add some depth and shadow for everyday makeup. So just that quick disclaimer there. This is definitely on the more natural side, how to incorporate it in your everyday routine, and I'm gonna show you the different things that I like to do with cream and with powder. You pick and you choose what's going to work best for you, what you're most attracted to, and what seems doable in your steps and what your beauty routine looks like. I'm going to start with cream contour, and the two ways that I like to do that, one is underneath my foundation and one is on top of my foundation. So I'm going to do half of my face underneath and I'm going to do the other half on top, so you can kind of see which you like better or what seems more your speed. My contour cream of choice is this KKW stick in medium 2. I love how it blends, I love the color, I love how easy it is. My one beef is that this comes off really easy. There are lots of these out there on the market. Find the one price and color type that you like that works for you and go with that. This is just the one that I like and have been using. Now if you don't have a stick, you a lot of times will see a cream palette like this. And what you can do is you can find the shade that you want to use and use a brush or your sponge and place it in the desired area. So those are kind of the two setups for cream contour. I'm gonna go in with this guy on this side of my face, and I like to just kind of feel for my cheekbone. It's usually the top of your ear if you follow it down, but find your cheekbone for your face shape. That looks different for everybody. And I like to start right back here towards my ear and my hairline, and I only bring it in about yay far. Now, the one thing that is nice about doing an under contour, you can fudge it a little bit more, you can have a little bit heavier of a hand, and if cream contouring is an area that is very unexplored for you, this is a great way to start because it is a little more natural looking and it's much easier to blend it all in, being that it's underneath your foundation. So if you are a super beginner or just playing around with cream contour, this may be a really great place to start to kind of warm you up and see what you're comfortable with. I'm gonna do half of my nose underneath, just a line right down. Alright, so you see I have my few marks on my forehead. I like to connect this part right here. This area by your brow and your eye is going to depend on your face shape. Remember, contour, you're adding shadow, so you're going to just take into consideration your spacing here, whether you want to brighten it or whether you want to kind of slim it out. If you have a very round face, this is a great way to slim. It just adds more structure. So for me and my face shape, I have a good bit of space here. I like to add some there, but that you can fine tune for you. Now I'm gonna take my sponge and push it in, and it doesn't have to be perfect because we're going underneath our foundation. You just wanna kind of start blurring those lines and creating a shape to your face. You always want to push and blend up with cream contour. You don't want to drag it down. The same with your nose. I always like to push in a little bit and push back towards my hairline. We want it to be up. We don't want to drag the darkness down too far. Now I'm gonna take my Wet n Wild Megacushion foundation and I'm gonna apply that all over my face, and then I will do the other half with the contour on top. I'm just pressing that foundation right on top of the contour that we just did, and it will leave a very nice shape to the face. Okay, foundation is applied all over, and I'm gonna go back in with my contour stick and do the same thing on this side, just on top of my foundation. Another trick that I like to do with creams or with powder contour is to go right under my lip. That is a great way to create the illusion of a little bit powdier lip. Creates a shadow underneath your bottom lip. It makes it look a little bit fuller. Now I'm just gonna push up and blend. And that is a bump, by the way. There we have cream contour underneath foundation, on top of foundation. Easy peasy to incorporate no matter which side you choose. Like I said, underneath I feel is a great place for beginners if you are completely new to that territory. It's just an easy way to fudge a little bit more and to blend a little bit better, so that you don't run the risk of maybe not blending it all the way in and having some sort of line or muddiness on your face. Pop on a little bit of concealer. I'm still using my Estee Lauder. I'm gonna try to cover up that booger right there. When I put my concealer on, I like to blend it across. And if I have some nose contour on, or I'm going to powder contour, I like to bring this light from the concealer all the way to almost to the bridge, like pinch it in to where I want that contour shadow to come, so that I'm really pinching in my nose. And this is my concealer. This is the step that I would do anyways. I just like to bring it in onto the side of my nose, up to that bridge, like I said, so that it creates the illusion of a smaller nose, and it pairs very nicely with that contour. It's a nice balance, whether you're doing powder or cream or both. It's an excellent way to achieve, like I said, more of a pinched in nose. I'm gonna set my under eyes. I'm gonna use my Kat Von D Shade Light palette. These two light shades right here, this is what I will be using to powder contour, so I'm gonna just reach for it for the sake of time and keeping things very simple. And the same with that color, I'm gonna bring it onto the side of my nose also. I'm just hitting kind of the middle areas of my face where I want there to be light to balance out the shadow from the contour. I'm going to lightly set the rest of my face with a face powder, and you can push right over that contour if you used a cream. Now powder contour. Again, my contour of choice is the Kat Von D Shade Light palette. There are plenty out there. This is my go-to, and I think that it is a wonderful visual for you as far as a cool toned and a warmer toned. There is no right or wrong. Do what you like. I feel like a true contour is more of a gray ashy undertone, whereas this is a little bit warmer. Depending on your skin tone, it's going to be kind of where you're at and what you need. This is my contour shade of choice right here. If you are very, very fair and struggling to find a contour shade, look for a pressed face powder. You can usually find one in a light to medium shade with a cooler neutral undertone that will work beautifully for contouring. And the same with concealer. If you can't find a palette or a stick that you like and want to try cream contour, you can get a concealer that is 1 to 2 shades darker than your skin tone and use that in place of your cream contour. And it actually is a very nice way to apply because it's in a wand usually. It's very quick and easy. Now my 3 favorite brushes to contour with. My first is this one right here. This is the MAC 140S brush. This one from Real Techniques, their contour brush. And this is the Nars ITA brush. This one is pricey, but it is wonderful. Do you need all 3? No. Pick the one you like, works for your face shape, works for your budget, and go with that. But these are my 3 that I reach for regularly. Today I'm gonna use this one, and I'll probably dip into the Ita for my nose. But I'm gonna go right into this shade right here, tap off the excess, and I'm going to very lightly go right over where I showed you the placement of the cream contour. If you have not cream contoured and you are just doing powder contour, same placement. I like to start back here by my ear and create the shadow further back in my face. I don't want to drag the darkness and shadow too far in, so it's always a safe place to start way back here by your hairline, and then you can kind of bring it in to a place that you like it. But always try to start back and bring it forward instead of trying to start forward and bring it back. I do like to start right under my cheekbone, but I end up blending kind of right on top of it because I don't want to drag it too far down. I don't want that shadow to go down, so I'd rather it go up a little bit so I get that nice shadow right under my cheekbone, and then it ends up coming right on top of it. Now for nose, I take my Ita brush and dip into that same cool tone shade in the palette, tap off the excess, and I just lightly graze the sides of my nose and up into this arch right here. And again, that all depends on your nose shape and what contour shape you are going for, or what nose shape you're trying to create. This brush is also great for hitting that shadow right under there. The lighting outside is changing, so bear with me. I'm sorry if it gets kind of funny. But that is how I like to powder contour. I try not to go too ham with it. I like to keep it soft and just create a nice shadow and shape to my face. But what I do like to pair with it, and this is a little trick and tip that I will share, is I like to go in with my bronzer now, which is a warmer tone. This one is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. It has a little bit of a sheen to it. And I will go in with it. This is my Morphe R2 brush. And this, I feel, helps everything look very airbrushed and seamless. It warms up my face a little bit more, adds a little more shape to it, and again, blurs everything out. So there's just like this flawless structure with no harshness or blotchiness or patchiness. So I will take my bronzer and I will kind of blur out. I'll go right over that contour and up a little bit more onto my cheek where I would normally bronze, and add this and buff it in all the spots that I contoured. Now with my bronzer, I do like to bring it down my neck. I like to concentrate a contour right on my jawline and on those 2 lines right there on my neck, but my bronzer, I do like to kind of sweep it and buff it all around so that the color stays very cohesive and flows. And that, my friends, is a beautiful contour bronzer marriage. Gonna go in with a little bit of blush. This is my Too Faced Peach Beach blush right on the apples, and fan it back into that bronzer. For some highlights, I'm using my Maybelline Master Chrome Rose Gold right on those high points. You feel like you dragged your contour or your bronzer too far down on your face, it got a little muddy, you can always take your sponge or brush and dip it into your face powder and kind of touch up that line and kind of create a little bit more of a structure there if it got a little messy. So that is a great quick way to clean up without doing the whole baking and creating a very stark contrast there. That's a good cleanup way. Dip it into your powder and just clean up that edge right there so that it looks nice and chiseled. And here we have a contoured face, cream and powder. Do you have to do them both? No. Can you? Yes. I just hope that if you've had questions or were a little bit intimidated by contour, didn't know how to incorporate it into your routine and make it look wearable for every day, that this maybe gave you something that made you feel a little more equipped to kind of conquer that territory. Again, take what you like from it and make it work for your routine of what products or what style works better for you. And yes, contour and structure to the face is a wonderful, wonderful thing to incorporate in your makeup routine. It does wonders for the face. It did wonders for my face today. But yes, it shouldn't be something that's intimidating, or you should only be very severe and something that you can only get with a lot of heavy makeup. It can definitely be achieved on an everyday basis and look very, very pretty. So thank you for bearing with me as I've been kind of all over the place and not have my ducks in a row. I don't even feel like I have ducks to get in a row at this point, but I'll get some. I'll figure it out. So I hope that you all enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done that already. I really appreciate all of you that have so much. Have a good one, and I will see all of you in the next video. Look at this face. Look at this little face.